All right, guys, these are your channeled messages for May 13th through the 20th, 2026. If the messages are timeless, whenever you find them, you're meant to find them. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Let's get it. So, first card out is give yourself some huge credit. You're killing it. Reflect on how far you've come, celebrate your growth and all you've overcome and accomplished thus far. Stop being so hard on yourself. Be proud of yourself. You're killing it. Really. Second card out is Family Feud, Family Matters. Family is the source of your current issue. Forgive, but don't forget. Clear cut and release karmics. And the last card out is Enough is Enough. Cross lines, fed up, out of alignment, divine intervention. It just feels like you have been doing a lot of work for yourself within yourself of trying to, not even trying, of clearing out a lot of your family's bullshit. Like there has been a lot that has been thrust onto you this lifetime, that has been handed down to you from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation, from your past ancestors who were unable to carry the torch to completion, right? Who were unable to right the wrongs, or who were unable to break the generational cycles or the generational curses, whatever you want to call it, right? Who continuously was handed down traumas after traumas after traumas after traumas after traumas, after from one parent to the next, to the next, to the next, and the child continuously just inherited the shitty bag of jelly beans. I've said this before. If you guys have not seen my podcast on healing mommy and daddy wounds, um, that is a episode for you over here on YouTube to check it out. I very much talked about this, where it's like it this feels like you've been the one who has been like carrying the torch for your lineage, and it's not just those from behind, but those that will come after you. Like, even if you don't have kids, you understand what I'm saying? Like, because it feels like a lot of these energies here, this conglomerate of energies here, is they're the last of their lineage. like the buck stops with you, quite literally, meaning like you don't have children. You have chosen to end the cycle for good. So with that being said, it feels like you have been you've had to, thank you, you've had to carry an insurmountable amount of burdens and struggles that were not yours. They were your ancestors. They were your families. They like from this current timeline, like your parents, your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, your aunts, your uncles, your grandmothers, your great grandmothers, your great grandfathers, your grandfathers, your this is what I'm saying. Like it's your immediate family in this lifetime and from lifetimes before, right? Like from further and further out, who were unable to heal the wounds, who were unable to break the cycles, who were unable to do what it is that you have been doing this incarnation from birth. And it's something that you really need to give yourself a lot of credit for, because a lot of the stuff that you're working through right now, a lot of the stuff that you're dealing with right now, a lot of the nonsense, a lot of the bullshit, a lot of the fights, the battles, the tribulations that you have been going through, again, really weren't yours to begin with, but you the one that unfortunately had to clean up the mess. Right. So in order for you, I talk about having these like exit chores that you have to do. You you had to do these things. You had to clear out these things from your family trauma in order for you to be able to exit, to get out, to leave. Right. It was one of your soul's core classes, core check boxes that you had to complete in order to leave. But this has been a beast. Like your lineage has had so much trauma, so much betrayal, so much lies, so much deception, so much darkness that has been in it. And it's like, you were the last hope. You were their last hope, and you have come through phenomenally for your lineage, for your ancestors, for your family. But it did not come without great sacrifices. Everybody always talks about, the sacrifices that ancestors have made for you prior to, and things of nature, and that is absolutely true. A lot of us would not be here if it were not for a lot of the sacrifices and the suffering that those of our ancestors have gone through prior to us ever incarnating. But the same can be said about you currently right now. Like you are one of these that in the future people will talk about, of like, they did this for us, right? You're you have had to deal with a lot of painful things, a lot of hurt, a lot of betrayal, a lot of injustice from your own family. You've had to deal with a lot of people being close to you and not seeing you for who you are, and hurting you because they're in their And they're in their darkness, and they, what is it? Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Forgive them, not for them but for you. It's you have had to forgive so much this lifetime, and um it's rough, because this is what your ancestors could not do. Your ancestors couldn't forgive, and it's, again, it's forgive, not forget. Like, but the forgiveness needs to be there because it is for you. That's how you become free of the cycle, of the loop, of the trap, right? You have to, they, from the Avatar, the Last Airbender. um it was like towards the end, where Aang was fighting the Fire King, right? And he was like on the back, or he went to go see this like alligator snapping turtle, right? He was like riding on the back of this alligator snapping turtle, and he was asking for some wisdom, essentially, on like how to handle the Fire King, because he didn't want to kill him. He was like, that's not me. That's just not me. And everybody else was like, hey, you gonna have to do, you gonna have to get rid of him. You just gonna have to get rid of him. And that's not what Aang wanted to do, in this show. And so everybody on the external was giving him the advice and guiding, that he wasn't with it. So he ended up finding this alligator snapping turtle, like old wise grandpa, or the old wise sensei. And he said, what's the alternative that I have? And the turtle told him that essentially you could bend his soul, right? But in order to bend one's soul, your soul has to be unbendable, right? And so that's a feat. That's a feat. Most people, no one had been able to do that prior to Aang coming through, and that's essentially how he beat the Fire King. Was he bent his soul. He used his pure soul and light to essentially bend his soul and get rid of the muck and the grime and the darkness and the evil from his soul, and extracted his firepower, so he could no longer be a threat, but it left him alive. He didn't get rid of him. He just took his power, because number one, he didn't deserve it anymore, and he took the the darkness, the evil from him, right? So it's like you have an unbendable soul. You have a really rare soul of, regardless how bad you have been done, regardless how much others have wronged you, regardless how much injustice happens to you, regardless how much abuse happens to you, regardless how much X, Y, and Z, the pain, the suffering, and all the things that have happened to you, your soul remained pure throughout all these things. And this is what I'm talking about, that was unable to be done before you. Because it's hard. It's hard. Like, it's really difficult to go through continuous just being done dirty, or continuously, when people, especially those closest to you, when they hurt you, but like, they literally have no idea that's what they're doing. I'm trying to find the best example to give here to it, but it's like, a lot of times when people are in their darkness, when people are suffering, when people are going through massive amounts of pain and trauma, like, they don't see, and they're not aware of how detrimental their behaviors or their actions or their decisions or their wordings or their whatever the case may be are to those who are sent in to help them, to heal them, to activate them, to whatever the case may be. And you're that person who comes into people's lives often, all the time, when they're at their lowest point. And like I said, when you meet people at this point, you're not getting the kind, the gentle, the open, the friendly, the bubbly, the nice, the welcoming, the appreciative versions of these people. You're getting the ones that want to swing on site. You're getting the ones that meet you with resistance, that meet you with haste, that meet you with anger, that meet you with pain and all the things. They have the walls up. They don't see your worth. They don't see your value. They don't see all of these things because they're in the trench. They are in the Mariana trenches. They are in the abyss. They are suffering, right? And that's that's the realness of it. But it doesn't matter how much you understand that that is your role. It doesn't matter how much you understand the assignment of you being sent into these people's lives. It doesn't change the fact that it still hurts when you have these encounters with these people and you know good and well that they aren't going to see you for you in that moment. That you and then you're going to have to forget, you having to forgive these people because they know not what they do. They're you are the one that's sent to them to catapult and to jolt their awakening, their healing, their ascension, their growth, to pull them out of the abyss, to launch the chute, right? Like if you're scuba diving, I give this example frequently. You're the one that launches the balloon to start their rise from the depths, right? Without you coming in and doing these things, they're just remaining in this constant cycle of pain and rage, enragement and anger, and all of these things that come with being in the depths of the abyss. These are you meet people when they are at their lowest, hurting and suffering. And this is what you have been doing, like not just with like your immediate family. This is the effect that you have had with your immediate family. You've brought your family, those who wanted to come along with you, you've brought them up out of the abyss, but you were in the trenches with them for the majority of your life. But you had the unbendable soul to be able to bend theirs to get to this point. But it's because you have the ability to forgive. But it doesn't change the fact that it still hurt. But it is really important that you understand that this is the power of your energy, that this is the power of your soul, that this is the purpose behind your heart and soul, is that you have the ability to bring people from the abyss if you choose, and if they choose to accept it, right? You can show up to somebody and they can just fully reject you and want to have nothing to do with you, and that's fine. That's fine. You keep it moving, but if people still want to, if you say, "Oh, okay," and then you turn away and then they kind of like grab hold of your shirt, as you're on the way to like leaving out, is it's that they they need your help. They need your help, but like yes, this is a slippery slope. This is a really, really powerful, complex gift, power, ability that your heart and soul has, that you have. And it is not it's not something that many people have. Like I said, it's those of you who know full well this is your last time and you have left no children behind. You have no children. This group of people that I'm talking about with this ability is especially what I'm listen to what I'm saying. You particular group of energies of souls are the few and the mighty with disabilities, right? You purposely do not have children because you were not meant to leave any behind. You were the end of your lineage. Like you came here to end the lineage, and you're taking with you all that your ancestors had left previously. But these are rare. When I can speak from this in a personal manner. This is a it's a really slightly frustrating and painful gift to have, because it can feel irritating when you see other people, when you see the people that met you with resistance openly accept other people who are like you in the same field or arena, right? When you met them, they were like, get out of here kind of situation, and not only that, but like when they go to other people and openly want to pay other people for things that they wanted nothing to do with when you came on the scene. It's frustrating. It's hurtful, but it's a part of your. Also, this is something that has come through. The reason why you have these gifts and abilities are because of the things that you have done and accomplished for your lineage thus far. And it's like your ancestors are willingly giving you all of their gifts and abilities to help you along to complete this mission as well. Like I said, I in the most non-morbid way ever, y'all are this group of souls. We're preparing to get the F up out of here. Like, and these are things that you're being you have been given the horde of gifts and abilities to help you succeed on the spiritual mission. And not only that, but like you're because you have been putting in so much work, and because you are doing all of this in the name of ancestors, your ancestors also are over here kind of tired of the not even kind of tired, very tired of the disrespect that this seems familiar. Like I feel like I had a whole video about like people not putting respect on your name, and it's like they're over people trying to come in and take advantage of your gifts. Like it's because you're not overly obnoxious and flashy, and you like fall back, and you don't beg nobody for attention, and you don't crave the, you know what I'm saying? But like people just think that they are owed access to you and your energy and your gifts and your abilities, and to keep trying to find back end ways to to get access to you and your gifts and your abilities and your wisdom and your knowledge and your things without paying for it. And it's and there this is like a hard boundary that's now being set from your ancestors and from you of enough is enough of taking advantage of you when you have done so much to achieve the level of expertise, of wisdom, of leveling up to reach the level that you're at with your power and your abilities. It's crazy work for people to still come at you in such a disrespectful manner. It is what it feels like. And it's enough. It's enough of that. So you're going to see very frequently where they start coming through you, both physically and spiritually, to cut people off. So expect your personality to change, your bluntness, your boundaries, your energy to change, because this needs to change. This The disrespect, the lack of respect for who you are and the position that you hold spiritually, it's got to change. It's got to change. It's got to change. So you ask for help with this, and they're going to come through with it. So expect for there to be a lot of people who no longer are going to have access to you in the way, in the manner that they will. Expect being okay, being shocked with you just blocking people out of block, because enough is enough. Enough is enough. It's enough that just in the day-to-day life, that you got to come up against a lot of adversity, a lot of disrespect, a lot of people playing with your name, a lot of people playing in your face, a lot of people playing with your life, a lot of this, in the normal day-to-day things. But like, to also try to do that in the spiritual, where like you are a high ranking, top ranking spiritual being, like, that's crazy. It's crazy work. It's crazy work. You have done too much work in every lifetime to be allowing just any kind of behavior to come into you, to be around you. You have two spots at your table. You have two seats at your table at any given time, and those two seats can be interchanged out at any point in time when your alliance energetically with people is no longer reciprocal. And that's okay. Sometimes you level up, you grow more than other people have grown with you, and you're no longer energetically compatible. It happens. But if people want to remain in one of these two spots beside you at your table for a long term, they have got to be committed to just as much of their growth and respect for you that you have for them, for others. Right? When you're still putting in this respect, when you're still putting in this self work to level yourself up every single day, when you're still working on you, other people have to match it for it to be reciprocal, for them to continue to hold a spot at your table. Right? But you, at any given time, it's you, and there's a total of 3 in your little group. Right? It's you and 2 other people. You have got to decide who these 2 people are that you're going to allow access to in your energy, in your little tiny inner circle at any given time. But these people need to be equally respectful and energetically reciprocated. But it outside of that, you're gonna have to let other people go. Right? It's because You have changed, your energy has changed, your spiritual gifts and abilities have changed, and the way that you affect others has changed. It's very potent. There is a ripple effect that happens when people are within close contact with you, whether it be physically, spiritually, energetically, for a extended amount of time. You affect people's lives, regardless whether they're physically with you or energetically with you, right? So giving people access to you, to that inner world, to the benefits of being connected to your energy like that, it's a privilege. It's a privilege, and your ancestors are tired of you not knowing that, right? They're tired of you not knowing that. They're tired of you not knowing the power and magnitude that you hold, the position that you hold. You need to make some adjustments. They're going to help you, and they're going to do it by force. So know that there will be divine intervention taking place. Your ancestors will be coming in to help you understand who you are, and just how important your powers and your position. It is something they want to drive home very clearly to you about the position that you hold. If you knew the position that you held, and if you knew the power that it came with, you would hold your head a lot higher, and you would no longer allow anybody to step to you with any sort of disrespect. It's disrespectful. I cannot stress the the anger that is coming through from them on the disrespect, that how disrespectful people have been, and are being towards you when they come towards you expecting access to you, expecting a spot in your life, expecting you to guide them or to give to them freely. When you have worked so hard, not just in this lifetime, but every lifetime prior to obtain the keys and the rights of access, the rights of passage that you have been given by the universe. When these are people who are continuously trying to skip doing just the minute amount of inner and spiritual work on themselves, trying to do a cheat in some way, shape, or form to bypass the amount of work that you have had to do to hold the position that you have and to get the powers and abilities that you have. Wanna come and demand access to you. It's disrespectful. From this day forward, expect your ancestors to be on your ass, and to be on anybody else's ass that wants to come towards you and have any kind of interaction with you. They either need to come correctly, and the correct way is to approach you with a respect, with a proper greeting, state your name and business, and to pay the toll. Because yeah, this is wild. This is wild. You have come too far. You have done too much work to be in the position that you are, to hold the position that you are, and for people to come and try to be as disrespectful as they have been with you. It's wild. Do not let people try to play in your face, play in your energy, and act like they are owed free access to you, your gifts, your abilities, your guidance, your wisdom, your knowledge, your powers, because they are owed nothing. You owe these people nothing. You have 2 open spots at your table, and that's it. At any given time, you've got two spaces, 2 chairs open at your table, and you run a tight ship. Do not let just anybody have access to the benefits that come from being in your energy, to being close proximity to you. Again, whether that's energetically, like you guys are at a distance, or whether it's like you guys are physically around. You have got to be mindful with who you're spending your time with and where you're going on a regular basis, because not everybody deserves to have the benefits that come with your energy and your power. You are a blessing. You are a gift. You are a privilege for people to be able to perceive and to experience firsthand. That's not something that everybody gets, and it's not something that comes for free. The card that's at the bottom of the deck is you're not crazy, you know. Trust yourself, trust your intuition, don't question yourself, and don't second guess. It just seems like you're about to be shown a whole lot of things about yourself, about your life, about your gifts, about your abilities, about what's really been going on around you. And you gonna have to you're gonna have to trust it. Not only that, but when you hear something, when you feel something, when you see something, trust it. You don't have to like try and sleuth out, is there a physical way for me to prove what it is that I saw or thought or heard? You know. You know, and I know this world has done a really good job of trying to make you distrust yourself and like gaslight you into thinking that you don't have the abilities that you have, or that this, that, and the third. You know what's wrong with your body. You know what you need to do to correct things. You know what actions you need to take, when you need to take them. When you know when something is off, you know your signs and cues and what they mean to you. They don't have to make sense for nobody else, but you know what your signs and symptoms and triggers are. Listen to them, trust your intuition, and trust the information that you're being given or what you're being shown. You know, you know, you know. And with that, that is all I have for you guys. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget you can book a session with me, be it an energetic diagnostic session, be it a recorded reading, be it a individualized guidance package, whatever the case may be, whatever your needs may be. The New Earth Guidebook to Healing and Ascension is available on Amazon. I am in the process of finishing up, tidying up my membership site on my website, where you'll be able to have access to like a vault of information of things that I have put together, a lot of work throughs, a lot of workbooks, a lot of guides, a lot of PDFs that I have created over over time. More is going to be added to it over time as well, but the process is still taking place. It's in the works. And thank you all for all your likes, shares, subscribes, donations, and everything else. And all the links are in the description box. Until next time, I'll see you. Peace, God.